Anyway,
Yeah.
That's good. Lead. So, Loco, you understand this thing more than me. She's our resident lawyer. So,
last week, the FTC on their Twitter, I believe it's /FTC, had a live, or not live, but a Q&A session that you can check out on their tweets, basically answering a lot of questions that it's funny because I brought this up like 2 weeks ago, and I've seen other creators talk about disclosures on Twitter because, more and more people, I've seen people post pictures with like a product and they're like, love to start my day with like this, so-and-so cup of coffee. And meanwhile, I know they're being paid for it. I'm sure there are people that know, but like, you need to disclose that information. Like, you have to tell, you're not just like casually taking a picture with this product. So they had a Q&A last week, and if you haven't seen it, definitely recommend checking it out. Again, I will link their Twitter for you guys. But basically, it started like there was just a lot of confusion, and they did a good job of answering questions. They were clear, and I'll talk about it in just a sec. I almost linked to Zoom meeting. That would have been awkward. But it did lead to a lot of backlash, and I don't know. Did you guys follow this? Did you guys check out the Q&A of what they said?
I couldn't understand it. Like, it's just not something that I'm typically used to. So I understand that you're supposed to disclose when you're being paid, and I think that's something that you should always do. Why would you risk your Twitch channel, your Twitch career by not doing that? It's stupid and dumb. Like somebody's going to pay you like, $500 to promote their, styrofoam cups, then just tell people you're doing that. Because if you don't, you can get in a lot of trouble. It's stupid to risk it for $500. Somebody's paid you $3 million. Maybe I can understand, but disclose everything. It's stupid.
Yeah.
But with the FTC's thing, it's just like, I was trying to follow what they were saying on Twitter, but then like they would say something and then they would contradict themselves. Like,
right.
Down. You're like, put an ad in your title. And then next minute it'd be like, well, you got to tell people every minute that you were being sponsored. Do you understand what live content is? Yeah. And I feel like they're trying, like they don't know what Twitch is, but they know what YouTube is.
Yeah.
They were trying to label out those rules for that.
Yeah, they actually tweeted a direct comment about the live streaming, and they said, I'll get the exact quote, but they basically said, if during a live stream, you should say it in the beginning and at the end. If it is a video, like you put it on YouTube or you upload it, you need to say it in the video and written in the description.
So yes, hearing this from you is completely different from what I was told before.
It was all over the place. It's almost like they were trying to figure it out while typing it.
Yeah.
But the thing is I understand that because that was always disclosed to me in contracts and stuff before I took the sponsorship. To say it in the front, post it on Twitter, make sure you have ad or sponsored, and do it after. But the confusion comes into play when they were saying stuff like, anything you receive free that can quote unquote influence you in any way, you have to disclose it. I'm just like, so I get free codes all the time. Do I have to sit there and be like, hey, thanks for this free code I'm gonna be playing today of Rainbow Six Siege #ad, not getting paid, like, or whatever. I don't know. So how does that work?
That was like the biggest backlash by streamers. It's like, we get free games all the time. We get early access to games. Do we have to say this every time we go live with this game now? A lot of people were just like, this doesn't influence me. It's just like, what #ad's like a bit misleading because I'm not getting paid.
Yeah.
So to comment on the confusion about what you need to say during a live stream, I linked the tweet in the chat, but basically they said, as long as influencer is getting that word out to their viewers/followers, ... say beginning and end of stream, they're meeting guidelines. So that's in reference to like when you're live streaming it. Now for Twitch also, I believe Twitch is a rule where you need to have #ad or say that you're sponsored in your title as well. And that I know a lot of like paid contracts are like that as well.
But the thing is this: what classifies as a ad? Right. So that's still something I feel like they didn't really fully get into. Because now we're all confused.
Okay,
like,
so they addressed that. They addressed about
Okay.
the getting free games thing, and this is what they said. As an influencer, someone who is part of a large community with a significant following, especially online, if brand provided you with free game or paid you to review, you need to disclose that connection in the review. That includes if brand gave you a code to play a game for free. Do not assume followers know it was free or that you were paid. Example, you're given a free game code without asking for it and choose to share a review. You can say ad or sponsored, but those aren't the only ways to disclose. A good example could say, blank company just gave me a free game code, here's my honest review. Or you could say, blank company gifted me this game so I could review it. For video reviews,
Okay.
yeah. For video reviews like YouTube and other, the disclosure must be in the video itself, both verbal and written. So I think, so basically you need to tell people if you got the game for free. You don't have to say #ad. You just gotta somehow, you could be like, thanks to this company for this game, I'm streaming it right now or something.
So what determines? All right. So look, I got a question for you. What determines? Why is this a thing? Because there's people out in the audience who probably don't know. Why is disclosing a thing?
CS:GO skins. Oh, man, excuse me.
It comes down to ethics. Video. If you're a company that reviews games or technology or something, and you're getting something for free, it is the right for consumers to know that you got that for free, because whether it does or does not influence your opinion, it can, and that's up to the person reading to make that decision whether they trust your review. But it's important to know that, because it does influence people, and even if you don't think it does, it's just ethical to let your followers know that you did get this for free. If they trust you and you're honest about your review, it's okay to be critical, right? But yeah, it's the ethical thing to do. Like, even if this wasn't a requirement, like, if you got a game for free, you should. I mention it, like, whenever people ask, how'd you get this game, or especially early access. I'm like, I was provided a code for this, or like even before this was a thing. But yeah, so you got to tweet about it too.
I'm perfectly fine with what the FTC is doing. I'm all for protecting the consumer and not having people be lied to. I think that I'm all for that. I just want them to be clear about the rules so that I can comply and that I don't wonder about if I'm doing it right or not. That's all I want them to do.
Yeah. So, and I want Twitter to add more than 140 characters now, since I got to do all this, so it's like,
I know, right?
It's like, I'm getting ready to play Ark and the new expansion is coming out. I didn't have to buy. Well, I'm not going to say that, but I just got this code for free to review or do an interview. There's ways I can do it, but at that point I can't link my I didn't have to pay a thing for it. Yeah. I can't link my, my channel or anything at this point because 140 characters deep. I'm giving it disclosures, and it's, I don't know. You can't fight it, chat. It may seem silly, but it's some serious legal stuff that can bury you.
And like I said, you want to comply. Like, it's fine. It's just, I just want more clarity on what they want me to do.
Right. Especially when you're getting paid, right? Like, that's an obvi.
That's one.
That one's easy though. You #add that.
I think a lot of this is happening because of, make a joke about it, but the CS:GO skins and all the scandals with people getting paid behind scenes, not saying about it.
There's a thing. Yeah, it's definitely bigger than us, right?
You know what I mean? So they see that that's becoming a problem, and it is a form of gambling, man. If you're buying something with a chance to win it, you know what I mean? It's this gambling right there.
And I think the funny thing is a lot of us are complaining about this disclosure thing, but we've been doing disclosure for a long time. We just haven't thought about it, right? We were like, when we're giving away games, we were like, this game is provided by Insomniac Games.
That, but I mean, like I said, I had brought this up.
It's the tweeting thing
a few weeks ago. That because streamers are getting sponsored by all these companies. They're getting free swag. Even if you're not getting paid, like, there's people that are receiving free gifts, and they're just like, they're just posing with it, be like, I love this, and not saying like where it came from, the fact that they didn't pay for it. Not that I don't believe that they love it, but it's, and it's just it should be a thing that you do.
I feel like I gotta be careful now, because I have buy drink next to me all the time, and I drink it all the time because I love buy, and then I make jokes like buy, but I'm not actually sponsored by buy. I just screw around with it.
And then that's fine, right? Like,
you don't disclose it.
If you didn't get it for free and you're not being paid, you could. I mean, like an example is there's a chocolate brand that I love, and I always talk about on my stream, and I always joke like hashtag not sponsored yet, but I mean, like, that's okay, right? Like, if you're not getting paid or you didn't get it for free, then there's no ethical bias that comes into it, so you don't see the chat knows. The chat knows. But yeah, and as for the question about if you're not in the US, if you have US viewers, which you will, everyone does, you still need to comply, and it's the safe thing to do, right? Like,
just do it anyway.
Check your local laws, but you should just do it anyway. Yeah.
It's better safe than sorry, because I mean, we're complaining about it because we don't understand it fully yet, right? We're just thinking this, oh guys, more work. But at the end of the day, just play it safe. If your stream is important to you or your videos are important to you, it's just safer to be safe than sorry at the end of the day. But Twitch extended how much you can put in your bar now when it comes to the game. So have a paragraph later. We'll have it there.
That actually reminds me. Someone what?
You just leave that as a standard game code provided by.
You might as well just leave it there.
You might as well just leave that there.
Yeah. So before, go ahead.
Twitch. Sorry, just one more thing to comment on. Someone asked if you disclose it on Twitch, do you need to do it on Twitter too? You don't have to go out of your way to tweet and say that, like, you're not, like, you don't have to tweet about it if you're playing the game, but if you're making a tweet about the game, then you need to disclose it. Like, and you probably will if you're going live, right? Like, you should be posting to Twitter whenever you're streaming. You'd be like, hey guys, I'm live with Tomb Raiders, thanks for the game code, like, non-specific example, whatever. But yeah, so if you're saying what game you're playing, then you should include that. But you don't have to like go out to all your social medias and be like, hey guys, like, oh god, I'm streaming this. Disclosure. It's not like that.
That's a good idea. What he just said right there. Twitch should implement like a disclosure field that'll always be displayed.
Oh, like kind of like the rules of the chat.
Yeah.
Like you have to hit okay. That would yeah. I mean, I think that would be good. Yeah. And if they could auto-populate the game, kind of like how the fields work, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, that's definitely
idea.
Yeah. Should definitely take that to them.
Wait till TwitchCon. We'll present it to them. We'll call it the OC Jenner idea of disclosure.
Yeah. I think it's a good idea, actually. I just don't want the only thing that I'm afraid of, to be honest with you, and this is gonna sound stupid to some of you, I feel that my chat is a little bit on the fence when they see I'm doing a sponsored stream in general. So now that I have to have everything to have hashtag ad pretty much or whatever or sponsored, I just hope it doesn't influence the chat to think that I'm only doing certain things because in their minds I'm getting paid. Because I don't want to sit there and say I'm getting paid for something and not getting paid, right? Like,
I mean, I get that.
Right, that's my business, like. So if I just put hashtag ag, I don't want them to be like, God, again, DJ, like. We miss when you just play video games.
Well, first of all, like,
but you don't.
I've talked about like sponsorships on my stream recently, and viewers like the notion or the preconception that ads hashtag ad or hashtag sponsored is like a bad thing. That just like this needs to be like a change in how viewers see that hashtag ad and that hashtag sponsored, and that's gonna be just educating them about what hashtag ad means. And right now that doesn't mean you're getting paid. Now that just means that there's some like either you're getting paid or you just got the game for free. So it's gonna be just like that. It needs to be a change of attitude in how the viewers see that. And you know what? If you're getting paid to play a game, like as a viewer, you should be psyched to see your favorite streamer getting paid to play a game, because those opportunities are huge and really, really help pay the bills. And it really makes it so that we don't have to rely on tips as much to get those opportunities. So sponsored things aren't really like, they shouldn't be seen as like a bad thing.
Yeah, I do a lot of them.
Yeah,
I do a lot of sponsored streams. Like, I don't have any problems with it at all. It's part of the streaming career life. Sponsored streams are just part of it. It's not that big a deal. But sure, you get a couple guys be like, you need to. But I mean, like, that's just an overreaction. Like in a month, I probably get 1 or 2, right? And
it'll die out. Yeah,
10 hours every day. You gonna give me crap over 2 hours? Or 2 days out of the month? Come on.
I feel like I have to explain myself more. Like Summoner's War, when that came through, I didn't know how that was gonna do. They told me I could be transparent about it though. They said just don't like be a bad person to where you don't have any manners, but you can be transparent. If you enjoy the game, tell them. If you don't, tell them what you would like to see better. That's the constructive criticism. But I love that game.
I've never seen a sponsored deal that they say you can't say bad things or you can't be honest. I wouldn't take a deal like that. I don't think many people would. It's like as long as there's a right way and a wrong way to go about handling those type of things, and it's really something you should do for all games that you're looking at, sponsored or not. If you have an issue with a game, you just being like, this game's trash, bag of garbage, piece of junk game. Stupid,
that's just bad manners. You don't want to do that.
Oh, I always like when I'm streaming a game and I'm critical of a game. I'm always like speaking in a perspective as if a dev or someone's watching, because I played games that I did not like, and the devs were there for that, and some of them still watch my stream somehow. But it's because like I'm not like just kicking it into the curb. I'm saying what I don't like about it, what it could be improved. Be constructive, and like I guess say things that actually like contribute, like make sense. Like don't just like spew off like randomness, I guess.
Well, some people go crazy. They're like, the developers should be shot for this terror.
People do that.
There's no need for that. If you don't like it, then if you're doing this, like, first of all, you're right. If you do a sponsorship, never agree to anything where they say you can't talk. You can't not say you don't like the game, whatever. Okay, I'll never agree to that. That's dumb. You're basically paying for. The way I look at it is that they're paying for. Usually I'd probably be playing game X, and maybe I wouldn't play this other game normally. So they're basically paying for a 2-hour ad spot, Yeah,
pretty much.
They just want to see
you advertising for them
for like 2 hours to advertise the game. Now, if I don't like it, then, I'm gonna be like, well, this ain't for me, and sometimes you can end the sponsor stream section, especially if you really don't like the game,
Yeah.
Like, well, I'm not really feeling this, I don't think there's any benefit to them because I'm not enjoying it, whatever, So, I mean, there's no reason to overreact. Some people go take it way overboard.
Even people not sponsored take it way overboard.
Yeah, exactly.
Like for instance, I did Osiris, and they've been wanting me to stream this game for months because I streamed it when it first came out, and I enjoyed it because I was like, wow, it's a space. I'm a big space science nut. And when I logged into the game, I saw they had classes finally, like things that should have been in the game. If I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. They didn't pay me. And I forgot to disclose it. I did receive codes for free and I gave them out, so I just forgot to disclose it or anything. I did in the Twitter, but I forgot to put it in my chat. My bar. But on the side of that, I was very transparent. After I played a game for 5-6 hours, didn't even know I did. So obviously I was enjoying it somewhat. But at the end, I said, something's still missing. The classes don't feel relevant. It feels like you just pick whatever you want, do everything on the map. They need to have some punishment behind dumping your skill points into random things. So I went on this whole thing, and guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take that VOD and give it to them, because they were looking for me to stream that game, and they're gonna see that I actually spent time. It's not like a Steam review where I spent 0.2 seconds on it and said it was trash. Like,
looks stupid, 0 out of 10.
Yeah. And they didn't have to pay me for that. I just enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the company. I like what they're doing, and they really investing in streamers, and some streamers just don't give them a chance. I'm that guy, So next time I have to put a hashtag ad, And I think I like ad way better than sponsored. Just because, you know, it's
less
just
characters.
yeah,
On Twitter, that's
yeah.
But you know, like speaking of like, you know, I just recently did a sponsorship for Ghost Recon Wildlands,
Right,
for their PvP beta. Man, I wouldn't even had it. It's like a completely different game with the play style anyway, because one's like an RPG shooter. This is like, you know, it feels like SOCOM to me, you know, classic SOCOM,
right.
PlayStation 3. So I wouldn't even known about that if they hadn't done a sponsorship thing with me, like, here, check out the game for an hour. And I was like, what? This is fun. This is really good. And I'm like looking forward to the thing. And I hope everybody played it from my community over here. I told you to check it out. It was free.
Speaking of video games.